Okay, Improvisation Center is back again with our storage trailer again. I said I had another project regarding this storage trailer. That little project's going to be the addition of this little LED spotlight right here. A little backstory on these things. Before we put a dedicated area light that was commercially made over the driveway area, I had an array that was made up of like 4 of these things powered directly off of 12 volts DC from a battery bank, and it actually did pretty good. But as time progressed and the batteries wore out, it became apparent that to maintain that old system would have costed more than it would have to just upgrade the system to one of these new LED lithium battery combination spotlights that you can buy at Walmart or online that put out just as much light at a fraction of the cost. So fast forward, I have several of these LED 12 volt DC LED spotlights laying around. So what am I going to do with them? Well, we got us a dusk dawn sensor right here, an electrical box and outlet and shit like that. I'm still waiting for our 12 volt power supply to come in, just a simple little 2 amp power supply, because this being a 10 watt LED, this thing will run on an amp. So a little cheap power supply from eBay, and these components right here will go right there, right by the door. I have to remove that old light and mount that LED spotlight in its place right there along with our dusk dawn sensor, so this light will come on when it's dark. But what's going to happen is the dusk dawn sensor is going to actually activate power to that outlet, which in turn will power the 12 volt power supply. It's like one of those little black AC adapters you use for small electronics. It'll turn on that outlet, which will power the AC adapter, 12 volt power supply, which will supply power to our LED light. And yeah, it's going to go right up there, and it'll basically be an application of that equipment right there for a practical purpose, which is lighting up this immediate area by the door to the storage trailer. So instead of having to use a flashlight or headlight or whatever to walk out here in order to see what you're doing, especially when it comes to using our keypad, that thing will do the job. So go ahead and get started, get this thing taken down, and start putting in our new hardware. That is actually going to be going through right there. The blue box will be mounted up there. Hole will be drilled through for the dusk dawn sensor. Wire power will be supplied by this electrical box, routing a Romex cable up to the blue box and so forth. So, yep, that there has to come down, and that's going up. So let's get started. Stand by. Alright, progress here. As you can see, before we have our sensor and our LED light mounted, this sensor has the cables going through its own hole because the original hole for that outdoor light I removed was too big, so had to drill another hole. But got the wires for the sensor, wires for LED light. Come to the other side. This wire right here for the LED light is spliced into the wires for this power supply right here. The wires for our sensor are red, white, and black. The red is the load line that actually feeds our outlet that our power supply is going to be plugged up to, and the black and whites are your normal hot and neutral. And I ended up tapping all that into this existing wiring for this outlet here. Granted, this outlet is actually controlled by this switch, so I use a switch neutral, so all the neutrals had to go to the terminal going out from the switch, while the hots go directly to the outlet itself. So with all this shit put together, I'll go ahead and reassemble our outlet, plug our power supply up, see if this stuff works. Stand by. Well, as we can see, our light is on. You can also see my hands covering the sensor here. It has about a minute delay before it turns the light on, so like I say, normal dusk dawn sensor, but we can see that light is on. All our shit is still there, nothing spontaneously combusted, so I got it right. Anyway, got my hand over the sensor. I'm going to remove my hand, and it should go off in a short span. I will kind of speed it up a little bit. I'll move that up there so I can catch some real sun. And it's off. So, yep, our light should be ready to rock and roll. I'm going to aim that up a little higher so it can completely miss any light beam from that LED. Only thing I'm going to have to do now is plug that big ass hole right there so rain doesn't get in there, much less any wasps, because I don't need them little bastards in there. But our little LED floodlight setup for the storage trailer door is ready to rock and roll. Got a few more of these little LED spotlights that are 12 volts, so I got to figure out some other applications for them that are probably similar to this. And of course, when I do figure out a use for them, you'll get to see it here again. So till the next time, got another project completed, albeit a small one. But till the next time, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit your notifications so you can catch more of these little projects. And I will catch you later.